Welcome to our third episode. And now I'll be discuss on the impact of knowledge for survival. Generally, knowledge is a cognitive state of a person in understanding and processing the information for the use of survival, and that information must meet the standard of knowledge. We can look at the first things we can look at is the ancient knowledge for survival. The word ancient, to the definition, these characteristics are transported in a specific moment in history. In this way, many civilizations have been created, each one contributing its own knowledge and customs in order to create a civilization or society with great historical importance. The term civilization is understood as the end of knowledge and wisdom, which are common to a group of human beings in a period of time. To survive, our ancestors developed skills to protect them from these threats. They learned how to make fire to stay warm. They built shelter to protect them from harsh weather. They mastered hunting and learned how to find and purify water. For ancient people, these weren't any survival skills. If they were the realities of everyday life. These people were born into a material way of life with goods and skills obtained for an early age. Our ancestors would have neighboring tribes and welded social connection with other groups that they could rely on when things went bad. Our ancient ancestors used the land around them to survive. They communicated with the earth, looking for signs to lead them to the tools necessary for furthering their survival. These signs continue to exist today. And now I'm going talking about how knowledge know your need and yourself for your survival. Knowledge about our dreams and motivations doesn't arise spontaneously. Unfortunately, we are not born knowing ourselves, on basis on which it would be fairly easy to make decisions. Another misconception is that self-knowledge and self-awareness are natural byproducts of life experience. A lot of experience could indeed be useful, but it doesn't necessarily give you a clear vision on what you want to do in life. In other words, if you seek to get to know yourself better, you will have to do something for it and make a conscious effort. This might take a long time, but it is worth investing it, for it is the foundation upon which one can build a future. Knowledge increases man's self-awareness concerning one's needs. Self-awareness is the ability to examine and identify the needs of oneself in adapting to the change, especially changes that occurred in oneself as well as change in the environment. Self-awareness is an innate knowledge, however, it becomes more effective through constant practice such as examining inner thought, feelings, emotions, and behaviors, and so knowledge play important role this matter by increasing one's consciousness concerning the needs that are essential for survival as well as for one's happiness in a given situation. For example, the awareness of the need for food and water for the body. Therefore, self-awareness is the ability to examine and identify one's needs. And this type of knowledge is essential in the life because it helps man to be able to adjust to the needs and demands of life. And the self-centered who put the interest of a group above personal interest, men and women who were innovative and representative of the society. This is because learners will be afforded the chance to abstract understanding from their personal experiences, the understanding of the local condition, and what they already know from their respective communities. Example, perhaps you already know what field you like to work in and what topics interest you. But in most cases, this information wouldn't suffice to find a job that is you and is fulfilling. Important aspect to consider when searching for the job could, for instance, be whether or not you enjoy working in the team. What role would fit you within the team? Knowing what kind of work environment you enjoy and knowing what qualities you have. These things will help you to decide whether or not a job fits you as a person. The second is I'm going to talking about how knowledge help you to know your surroundings or to know our world. Knowing who you are and how you relate with other people is the key to understanding your relationships as you go through life. But how are you to understand patterns of your behavior unless you truly know yourself and why you relate with others and the world that you are living? In order for us to understand ourselves and our surroundings, we have to define as a general knowledge because it is defined as cultural valued knowledge about any particular topic relating to the social interest or a society. By culture, civilization, community, or a country, which may be communicated knowledge is a knowledge of every aspect of the human life, which may or may not be a part of these academic studies. It is also evident that this knowledge may or may not be on some great importance to a person and also may not be related to him or his community. There can be a various areas identified as different domains of general knowledge like arts, discovery, games, politics, culture, film, medicine, and history. General knowledge is something that really helps us to grow both on personal as well as in our studying level and narrow our sense by perceiving the world, understand and analyze the situations better as one would without a proper knowledge. General knowledge opens gateways our thinking and take it to a level from the whole world seems to be a better place. It's an unpredictable world and we all need to stay aware and vigilant. An individual who is well aware with current affairs and facts about the world is called an intellectual. And a proper knowledge about everything always help you in one way or another. It will make your entire life more meaningful and successful. The more you know about specific things, the more you can connect the individual separate facts to other facts. This leads to a great understanding of facts and analyzes what is best for you and those who surrounding you. For example, children develop their knowledge of the world around them as they interact with their environment directly and indirectly. The direct experience children have in their homes, schools, and communities certainly provided the greatest amount of input to the world knowledge base. Much of this knowledge base is developed incidentally without direct instruction. For instance, the child whose commute to the main road takes her along a bumpy gravel driveway with cows on either side. Incidentally, develop a world map in which driveway embody this characteristic. for this child to develop an understanding of driveways that is more encompassing, in which driveways can be cement, blacktop, dirt, or gravel. Must be experienced many different driveways, either through her own travels, through conversation with others, or through various media. And the third, I'll be going to talk about knowledge help you to invent the tools. The world is always in the motion of changes, and so with the need of the human being. The changes in the environment give room to the demands of life, which resulted in a new tools and a new method being discovered to facilitate those needs. All those tools and methods are happened within the range of knowledge, and knowledge become the soul of all this invention. Knowledge has played the important role in enhancing the survival for human beings. In a particular situation, the demand of life different, and so knowledge enables a person to reason out the solution to those problems, and the invention of method and tools are made to enhance those matters. It is because knowledge has shown the world the possibilities of survival even in this modern age. For example, the preservation of meat items for future use by smoking and salting, and preservation of seed for planting by drying them and keeping in the clay pot or calabashes to protect from the attack of barrels. These are the knowledge of traditional society that has been passed on from generation to generation. And in conclusion, knowledge is essential for human survival because it provides the ability to invent a method to preserve livestock for the future use. Second example is the situation of COVID-19, which has killed millions of people, but through the help of knowledge, the vaccine was discovered and has saved many lives. Apart from knowledge is being a soul for human survival, epistemology also has played the important role in this modern age. And there always be a reason for an action to be done, and that reason is epistemology of that action. One of its goals is to study the criteria knowledge and what the knowledge is, and how knowledge is related to survival as human being. We are moving toward some goals, purpose, and the goals in life are things that continues to improve our life. We need to understand ourselves, our strength, and our weaknesses. We need to learn the art of life. We must master the techniques of adjusting, accommodating with the changes in our surroundings and life situations. We must move well with the people and persuade or convince them effectively to get things done in our favor. We must make best judgment and decide on the right source that will let us move successfully. And in my conclusion is that knowledge accounts for the success of people. The more knowledgeable you are, the more advantage you have over the other people. The better you are equipped to manage yourself, others, and easier your journey of life. More than anything, knowledge must be put in good use. Without knowledge, one cannot be successful in life. To grow in one's career, gaining as much knowledge as possible is important. Knowledge does not pertain to science and technology and the fields of study in books. And knowledge is also very important to shape our personality and perfect our behavior in dealings with people and our reality of the world or our life. Thank you, and we will come back in the next episode.